What up, world? It's your boy Chuck Wick Ill, aka Charles Brown, back again with another Talking Facts. But first, I want to ask y'all, you good? If you're good, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button so you can get notified on all the upcoming episodes. All right, man, your boy Joe Budden, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is a drill or if this is a real life fact. Joe Budden is sinking, y'all. I don't know if this is temporary. I know some people want to believe that the numbers are going back up slowly and blah, blah, blah. But Joe Budden has not beaten Rory and Mal one single time with his podcast. As a matter of fact, if you go back and take a quick glance, it looked like they consistently beat his numbers. Consistently. And I know a lot of y'all want to say, oh, the show is slow or whatever, but I guess people like slow because for some reason they are mopping Joe. Like within days, their numbers are bigger than his doing a week. It's like they took up all their fans and went home, and Budden really got exposed to who really rocking with him, right? His core fans are there, but it ain't enough for them to justify what he was making before and what he was getting paid before. This dude talking about coming out of retirement of rap right now. Wouldn't that be fantastic if you saw Joe Budden actually make a rap record after all of that? It actually would be pretty sad. I mean, I know some people would love to hear the song. I would probably listen to it, but it would literally be, many times this guy's denounced and demeaned the record industry and made it like it was for suckers, like he was all done with it and whatever, and didn't have to try to play that game all over again. It would actually be pretty freaking sad, bruh, to be honest with you. After all of this talk about yada yada yada, how he all set with rapping and he don't rap no more, he's a podcaster. And then to come out rapping again, right? And I don't know if that's what he's gonna do. It's like he hinting at it, whatever. But a lot of people told me to wait and see what the numbers look like. Now we waited. I think we gotta be 3-4 months in. They still beating Joe. Remember how it looked when he fired them? And everybody was like, oh, what they gonna do now? That's their bread and butter. They bit the hand that fed them. Right? Everybody was convinced that these guys were washed. Like they wouldn't be able to earn a dollar. What are they going to do? How can they pay for those houses that they just bought and all this stuff? And he made it like they were so beneath him. And a lot of people were like, oh, they were fake friends. They bit the hand and they should have known that they were just workers. Apparently they did a good ass job of what they were working for because they're doing it better than this guy. Right? And them two new guys, Ice and Ish, don't seem all that special no more, right? It don't seem that amazing over there no more. It actually seemed like a sinking ship to me. It seemed like a sinking ship. It seemed like a lot of negotiations going to be renegotiated over there on that side. It don't have the pull it had, in my opinion. It does not have the oomph it used to have. As a matter of fact, I would go so far as to say it's on the same road as Everyday Struggle, and I said it. When Everyday Struggle started to slowly go down, it never came back. It had its moments where they would bring on a Lil Durk or something. They would bring on somebody and they would jump up, right? And the numbers that Everyday Struggle was doing at the end are the numbers Joe Budden is doing right now. 175. And they had their podcast too. They didn't just have the show on YouTube. They had a podcast on, I think it may have been on Spotify, but I know they were on Apple Podcast, right? So it wasn't just that they were just on YouTube. So a lot of people are gonna get in the comments and say, well, he doesn't just do, he has his Patreon and he has his Spotify. Okay, but at the end of the day, you get judged on your YouTube numbers. That makes everything else seem viable. Like Joe Rogan numbers went down when he put it all over the place and this and that. Numbers not the same, right? Once you thin it out, it's thinned out. And if I can go on Spotify, listen, I might not come back to YouTube or vice versa. So you're thinning out the herd, right? So my whole thing is, I think we're looking at a turning point where it's exposed that the show ain't as great as you thought it was, right? He's not as amazing as you may have thought. And the podcast ain't as entertaining and as groundbreaking. Because these guys went over here and did something a little bit more spice and got a little bit more oomph on it from people going over there that checked it out to hope it failed and stayed with it. I see a lot of comments in Joe's thing saying, I haven't watched this in a long time. This is my first time back. I enjoyed this because I haven't been here in a while, right? The subscribers went down, everything. We're witnessing, if he can turn it around, I think he's going to need to do something quick to jumpstart it, because seeing him sit there, waiting on him to implode, ain't that entertaining no more, right? He told the guy today, you're fired for 10 minutes. Ha 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 ha. That's not funny no more, because you don't know if he's really going to do that, right? It's not funny no more. It's pins and needles. If I'm a guy, if I get hired by Joe Budden for any reason, for anything, I'm like, this is mad temporary. If I get a year run out of this, I'm lucky. So I'm not going to have both. I'm not going to be putting all my eggs in that basket. Who would at this point? So it ain't that entertaining to know that you could get used to this dynamic, and he could blow it up in 2 months. You got used to state of the culture and then blew it up. You got used to the pod the way it was and blew it up. You got used to him doing music, he blew it up. So it's like, what are we doing here? We're just waiting for you to implode and recreate yourself? So I truly think we're witnessing that moment where Budden reinvents himself, because he has to. I think he's starting to get bored with it, because I watched it today and it felt like almost empty convo to me, right? It's just my opinion. Now you may say it's always been empty convo, but it feels like a man who's at work now. Before it felt like somebody who enjoyed it. Now it's like, I got to think of these topics and I got to talk about them, even though I don't really feel like it, because I'm not really feeling I think he really is bothered the way he did these guys. Every time you watch anything about him, when he addresses Rory and Maul, it's with regret, and he's saying he made a mistake. And he blew up his friendship over the ego that he built. And I think it's starting to show that he regrets what he did. And it's impossible to feel like you're this big boss when the two guys you claimed were riding your coattails end up doing it bigger and better than you for a longer period of time than you. Because that's where it's going. They consistently do bigger numbers than him. It hasn't died down. So when you thought you had all this leverage and you come to find out, these guys were really a big part of me having what I had. And these two new guys that I can pay a quarter of what I was trying to steal from these other guys ain't bringing me nothing to the table, because they don't have no fan base. It sinks in. I think, and listen, Budden ain't going nowhere, because Budden reinvents himself since the beginning of time. For 20 years, since the 90s, we've seen Joe Budden pump it up and reinvent himself. So I'm not worried about him. He's going to keep his house in Jersey. He's not going to ever go broke. He'll reinvent himself something. He'll be in a wrestling ring if he has to. It'll be whatever it takes. But right now, you're going to see a change. And I don't know what the change is going to be, what he's going to do to drastically boost this thing up. But we'll see it soon, mark my words, very soon. I would even go so far as to say, and I could be wrong, before the year is out, something's got to give. Let me know what you think in the comments, man. My name is Chuck with Ills, aka Challz Brown. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Head on over to CLBMG.com. Follow your boy on social media. And I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.